You've seen it in the past. Jack getting taken down pretty easy, and Islam, when he takes you down, he's just not going to let you up.
Let us go along now and say hello to our next guest who is kind enough to join us. We always love talking to him. He is the man known as the Red Hawk. He is one of the smartest men in the game. He's got a tremendous YouTube channel. He breaks down fights like no others. Very fun podcast. I've had the privilege and the pleasure of being on it myself. He's the one and only Coach Tim Welch. What's up, Timbo? How are you?
Doing good. Great to see you. Been a busy morning, but glad to be here.
You're squeezing us in. That's a very polite way of being like, I'm a busy guy. I'm doing you a favor. Let's make this quick. Is that it?
No. Every time you text, no matter what, I'm going to make time for it. This is the biggest show in MMA.
Well, I appreciate. You look very studious today. I like this look, this shirt.
There's a thrift shop right next to the dojo here, and it's this guy. He's probably 60 years old. His name's Brad. He's my stylist. So he finds my shirts. He texts me, "What do you think of this shirt?" And I go down and grab it.
Well, shout out to Brad. It's a great shirt. It looks great on you. Your setup is always so great. I always love your voice. I've said this when I was on your podcast. You have a very sort of late night DJ vibe. You know, like I want to go to sleep to your voice. You know what I mean? It's a great thing.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it.
By the way, can I just ask, I know I'm springing this upon you, but just at first glance, Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, you like this?
Dude, you people have got to have respect for Jake Paul. If something like that goes down, you cannot not have respect for this guy. Last fight, okay, against Daniel Dubois. Fight before that, beat Francis Ngannou.
Yep.
Beat Otto Wallen. That is such a dangerous fight for Jake Paul. I'm curious, would it be on Netflix?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh my!
It's a big deal, man. That's a big step up. Like Tank is tough. And were you out there with Sean in Puerto Rico? I saw some footage of them together.
No, he made it a quick trip. They went down there for W to do some filming stuff.
Okay.
I had so much going on here, so I stayed home.
What was his assessment? By the way, I had no idea this was coming right before you were coming on the show. So I understand I'm springing this upon you, but I'm just kind of, digesting it myself. What was Sean saying about the training over there and how he was looking?
He said their training's just so dialed in. That's all they do. They train in the morning, rest, and then they train at night and live lavish in between. They have a chef, and he said he's pretty focused down there in Puerto Rico. He said it's pretty badass.
Okay. You think he could win that fight? You think he could beat a guy like Anthony Joshua, who's that much bigger than him and that much more accomplished?
Do I think he could beat him? I like Jake, and Jake's a buddy, but I don't think he can beat him right now. But the size of the cojones on him for even talking about that fight is crazy.
Yeah, so someone will say it was fixed or that it's they'll make up something about him. That's usually how it goes. But I do agree. You have to respect the willingness to take on this challenge, especially 1 month. Were you surprised Francis Ngannou didn't take the fight?
I mean, what? I'm curious what you think about that. But you get offered, someone comes to you and they offer you $20 million for an easy fight. 20, 30 million, however much it was. I just think 10 rounds of boxing when you're not in shape and you're not prepared, that would tarnish Francis' whole legacy going 10 rounds with Jake Paul on 2 weeks' notice. So I think he found a smart way on saying, no, he's not interested.
Okay. Yeah, I would have loved to see it. But yes, there's a lot for him to lose. There's obviously a lot to gain as well, given the money involved. But Joshua is it's an even bigger name in the boxing world. So let's see how it all plays out. Part of the reason why I wanted to have you on, Tim, on this particular episode was because I love your breakdowns. Your YouTube channel is fantastic. You continue to do a great job, great production. And I love the top 4 fights in particular on this card this Saturday, UFC 322. So I just wanted to hear, because I feel like a lot of them are 50-50 fights, including the main event, which is the biggest of them all. So when I say Jack Dea Matalena versus Islam Makhachev, could we get the Timbo breakdown here? What are you thinking?
I mean, obviously there's ways for Jack to win, but he's got a springy stance. He bounces in, he bounces out. We're going 5 rounds here. His cardio is great. He probably walks around at 195 pounds. Islam's used to fighting guys that are probably walking in the cage 175, but Islam is a natural 170. I've been around this guy multiple times. He is damn near 6 foot. He looks like he's 200 pounds out of fight camp, and that's what most 170 guys are. 6 foot to 6'2", and they walk around 195 to 200 pounds. But Islam you see him in his pictures now. He looks just as shredded as he does at 155. He's talked about it in the past that cutting to 155, trying to recover in 24 hours and fight 5 rounds. He said he's max at 60% of his strength and power when it comes to recovering after weight cuts. Now, I mean, I think we're going to see a whole new monster in Islam Makhachev. I really would love to see Jack put one on his lips, boom, and put him out. I would love it, and I'm hoping that happens. But I think Islam Makhachev is going to get on top, put him in half guard, and probably submit him, unfortunately.
Okay, because you tweeted a couple of days ago. That's actually what prompted me thinking about having you on. You said you're nervous for Jack. You think it's going to be a really tough night for him.
I do, because his defensive wrestling is good. Bilal Muhammad, I don't know what happened in that fight camp. He wasn't shooting nearly as much as he does, but he has this weird defense. First of all, when you try to shoot on someone who's going side to side, they're constantly switching stances. It's hard to get in on shots. But he also, when he stops his shots, he changes levels and he blocks people with his forearms, and he gets his forearms in front of their collarbones and stuff. And I think that could work pretty well. But someone as strong and as big as Islam Makhachev, I think it's going to be hard. And he is working with Craig Jones, so he's able to hopefully make some jiu-jitsu scrambles happen. Start from half guard. If you just try to classic wrestle ups on Islam Makhachev, he's going to Darce choke you. He's going to grab a front headlock, and that's where his best finishing spots are. If he can get underneath him and maybe go deep half guard and do, there's a sweep called the John Wayne sweep that he did against Bilal Muhammad in half guard, where you usually get pinned, and he did John Wayne sweep. He stiff armed his armpit, technical stand up. If he can do funky stuff like that, it'll help. But I think Islam Makhachev and those guys are going to be prepared for that kind of stuff. And I think you've seen it in the past, Jack getting taken down pretty easy. And Islam, when he takes you down, he's just not going to let you up. You saw him against Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is such a good black belt, has such great teammates, Division I teammates. And when you go in there with someone like Islam Makhachev, and you're not used to training with people that have that strong of a fucking grip, who's been grappling their whole entire life, that's just a different level of strength when it comes to the grip. And you see him even on that hand clasp machine, he has like 161 pounds on that thing. He's got big paws on him. I really would love to see Jack win, because it makes the division so exciting, but also Islam Makhachev's a fucking freak show.
Man, I love these breakdowns. You do such a great job. I am curious about what you think of Islam, the striker. My rudimentary take is that he understands who he is as a striker and what his limitations are, and so he keeps it very, very simple. He doesn't try to do anything crazy, flashy. He keeps it simple, and it's effective. Do you think we see an evolution to that as a welterweight, because the guys may be bigger, longer? Do you think he keeps it just as simple and that works for him?
I think that's just the Russian style. They don't do a lot of flashy. They don't do switching stances. They don't do a lot of flying stuff, like much spinning stuff. They're just that long Russian style of boxing. And a big reason Islam's boxing is so clean, but a big reason it's so clean is because people are constantly worried about him level changing and shooting into a high crotch or a single leg. So it opens it up for his striking. But I don't think we'll see much different striking. Just clean, simple, fundamental boxing from him.
It sounds like you think this is a really good matchup for Islam. Do you see any nightmare matchups for him at 170? If he gets by this one, can he have the same type of prolonged reign at 170 as he did at 155, or are there going to be problems to come?
Someone like Shavkat, who's just giant, who's a giant, and he's going to have good defensive wrestling. I would love to see Kamaru Usman get him. I know Kamaru's getting a little bit older, but Kamaru's performance against Khamzat Chimaev made me think, damn, maybe Kamaru could do something. But still, at 170, I just don't know if there's anybody who can. I think Islam's going to stay at 170. I don't think he's going to go back down. If he wins, he's going to stay at 170. I don't think he's going to go back down. And I think he's a nightmare for all these guys.
If you were Jack's head coach, what's the game plan here?
I mean, you saw him do it again. You saw him do it against Bilal. The way he's changing levels, blocking with his forearms, always getting a hand inside. When he gets on the fence, he's got a strong grip too. He's always going 2-on-1. It's hard to finish these takedowns when you go 2-on-1. And again, working with Craig Jones, trying to use jiu-jitsu. He does more jiu-jitsu. He doesn't do classic wrestling stand-ups. Try to have the same game plan he did against Bilal. And we're going to be able to find out in the first 5 minutes if Jack's going to be able to shut down those shots or not. And if he accepts those takedowns and Islam's able to get on top and half guard, it's going to be a long night.
What's your assessment of JDM Bilal in that? I think a lot of the talk afterwards was that Bilal didn't use his wrestling enough, and I personally don't think that JDM got enough credit for his defensive wrestling and keeping him at bay and keeping it standing. Do you lean towards more Bilal straight and maybe fell in love with the striking and wanted to prove everyone that he can knock him out, or was it more Jack's doing?
You never know. You never know with these guys. You never know with their fight camps how much they're able to wrestle, how much they weren't able to wrestle. But then you do see people like that. They're like, "Oh man, why didn't he just shoot more? Why did he take him down more?" It's like put someone in front of you, about 3-4 feet away, and have them bounce side to side and juke side to side and switch stances. Then when they are squared up in front of you, they're punching to your stomach. It's a lot harder than you think. So I think you do got to give Jack credit. Just his footwork and his tactics in that fight made it hard for Bilal to track him down.
Okay, so ultimately you're going with an Islam victory via stoppage, right?
I want Jack to win. I do. The guy just seems like just the nicest guy, a family guy. I want to see that team win, but I just think it's going to be hard going against someone like Islam Makhachev. I think Islam's going to submit him.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Early, you think?
I don't think early. I think Jack's going to be able to stick around long enough. Maybe third round, Darce choke, head and arm choke.
Islam's a pretty big favorite going into this fight. I think him winning via submission is like a plus 200. So if you're on Prize Picks, which I do believe sponsors you, maybe that's the pick. I don't even know if you could do that type of stuff over there. I don't partake.
They're actually adding it soon. You're going to pick a winner or a loser. Usually you pick more or less. You can pick more or less on takedowns, more or less on significant strikes, more or less on like the fight time. But now they're adding soon you can pick the winner or the loser.
Okay. I'm just as interested in Zhang Weili versus Valentina Shevchenko. And here's another situation where someone's moving up from 115. I wish that she could keep her belt and we could see champion versus champion, just like I wish that Islam was able to keep his belt. How do you see this one playing out?
People don't talk about it enough, but like for fighters, their confidence is like one of the biggest things. Confidence going into a fight, and right now, Weili 5-fight win streak. Valentina pretty much 2-2 in her last 4 with the draw. Alexa Grasso. It's such a good fight. Valentina's 37 years old now. Weili's 36-year-old. I think, especially the way Weili's coaches talk, she's just so dialed in. She hits like a guy. Valentina does too. I mean, she hits like a guy too. But Weili swings her whole hips, her whole shoulders in it. She swings punches to fucking kill you. There's a reason she's a girl. She's got 26 wins with 11 KOs. You don't see that very much. So I'm picking Weili to win.
Yeah, I think she too is an underdog going into this one, and that surprises me.
Yeah, that is surprising. I wonder how they got that.
So how do you see it playing out? Do you see her finishing Valentina? Always very, very tough to do so. What do you think?
I think Weili will win a decision.
Okay. Do you think she's the best fighter in the world as far as women's MMA is concerned?
Yes, I do.
I think she's number 1 pound for pound as well.
Yeah, I think so. She's just so solid, so springy. And a girl she beat Joanna twice, Jessica Andrade, Carla Esparza, Amanda Lemos, Tatiana Suarez. She's just so skilled and my favorite probably girl fighter to watch.
Yes. Her evolution has been phenomenal. I think early on people thought, oh, the UFC is just giving her opportunities because she's Chinese-born fighter. I think she's proven that she is much more than just that, and I think she's going to be incredible at 125. I agree with your assessment as well.
Yeah, I think she can be strong at 125. That extra little bit of horsepower go a long way.
The performance against Tatiana Suarez was eye-opening to me. Like, I think everyone thought Suarez would just sort of steamroll her, and obviously that did not happen. I think the guy who has the most pressure on his shoulders on this card is Sean Brady, because I thought that Sean Brady was going to get a title shot after fighting and beating and dominating and submitting Leon Edwards, first man to ever do that. And instead, he has to fight a killer named Michael Morales, who, let's be honest, if you're a casual fan, you probably don't know. If you're a hardcore fan, you know, and you think he's terrifying and he's gigantic and he hits like a freaking truck. And they're like, yeah, here you go. Fight this guy next. You just submitted a former champion. Now fight this guy. How do you see this fight playing out? Because I think Sean Brady is incredible. And for some reason, the UFC, for whatever reason, isn't getting behind him right now.
Yeah, I mean, gosh. And then they put him against this monster. Michael Morales, 26 years old, and he's 18-0. and he's on a nasty win streak right now. TKO'd Gilbert Burns, TKO'd Neil Magny, but he's taking on Sean Brady. Sean Brady's another level of strong. You see this guy's back. He's got a good back on him. And now he took out Leon Edwards, took out Gilbert Burns, took out Kelvin Gastelum. I think Sean Brady's going to be tactical. 15 minutes. God, Michael Moraes is so scary. I think 15 minutes, Sean Brady's going to stay calm enough and end up taking him down and taking him out.
Winning a decision, just like maybe the fact that he's a veteran, he's been here before, gives him the edge.
Yeah. I'd say a decision.
I love that fight. I mean, it's a great fight. I feel bad for Sean. I feel like he should be fighting for the belt next, but I think it's a great fight. And then you've got in the same weight class, Leon Edwards versus Carlos Praches. Praches getting back on track with the spinning back elbow. We don't really, the question here is, who is Leon Edwards at this point, right? Like, we don't really know.
Again, talking about confidence. I mean, like these guys that are at championship level, like Bo Nickal, Leon Edwards, these guys that have been fighting their whole lives. You see when sometimes they lose, they lose so much confidence. It demoralizes them. A loss can demoralize fighters very quick. I don't think that's going to be the case with Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is southpaw and southpaw. This fight I'm so fired up for. I'm so fired up for this fight. We're in for a real treat kickboxing match. But Carlos Prates, that dude is nasty. He has got the build for 170. Lanky and just scary. 32 years old, smokes ciggies, which is cool. Smokes ciggies. Again, 1-1 in his last two. Leon Edwards coming off a 2-fight skid. I think Leon Edwards can come out there and out kickbox him. I really do. So I'm going to pick Leon Edwards' decision.
Okay. By the way, if you had a fighter who was smoking like 10 to 15 cigs a day, would you be cool with that, or would you tell him to stop?
I would just probably try to put him through the ringer. I'd put him through the ringer when it comes to strength conditioning. In practice, I'd be putting him with the toughest guys. And if he's not fatiguing and he's pushing the pace and he's still having good reactions later in the rounds, and he's still, I mean, what can you say? What can you say? It's like, if he's smoking ciggies and he's gassing out, I'm like, dude, do you want to be a champion or do you want to just smoke the cigs?
Yeah. Just wanted to ask you about two other fights on this card. You mentioned Bo Nickal. What's your assessment of Bo at this point? The internet said he got fraud checked against RDR, but we've come to find out RDR is pretty damn good as well. And I hear he is fighting a guy named, Rodolfo Vieira, who's a tremendous BJJ practitioner, but maybe on the back nine, as they say, of the career. I like the matchup for him, but who do you think Bo Nickal is at this point, and who will he become?
Rodolfo Vieira is probably, when it comes to just accolades, probably one of the best guys to ever be in the UFC. But again, he's really good no-gi too, because he won ADCC. He's world champion in the gi. But again, he's this big guy, and most of his jiu-jitsu comes from being on top of a person and just smothering them, getting in half guard, smothering them. And I just don't think he's going to be able to take down Bo Nickal. And I don't think his guard is going to be dangerous enough. And he's not like a really lanky, flexible guy like Charles Oliveira that can crawl his guard up, threaten arm bars, omoplatas, triangles. He's more of a stocky, big guy. So I don't think he's going to be able to submit Bo Nickal. And I think this is a good fight for Bo. I'm picking Bo wins by decision.
Okay.
And yeah, again, people saying he got fraud checked by Rainer de Ridder. Rainer de Ridder is another freak show. He's huge. I don't know how he makes 185 pounds. His record, 21-3. He's 6'4". He's giant. And then he goes and beats Robert Whittaker right after. So you can't take that away from Bo Nickal, especially Bo Nickal only being 7-1 and taking that fight. So yeah, I think good fight for Bo Nickal. I think he wins it by decision.
And what about this Malcolm Wellmaker? Is he on your radar? 135er, obviously you have a very accomplished and famous 135er in your stable. I'm very impressed by him. Have you watched any of his fights, and are you impressed as well?
I haven't watched much of him, but I've watched him kind of move around and train a little bit. He is explosive.
The right hook. 3 right hooks in a row.
Yeah. 3 right hooks in a row.
It's crazy.
I'm trying to remember how he did those right hooks too.
Oh, the last one was incredible. Like he faked the kick to the body, and then he went, and it was Semtex Daily-esque, but with the right, not with the left. Clean. It was beautiful. Back in Atlanta in June.
Yeah, I think I remember now. He like throws that right hook before his foot even lands. He like throws the kick and just whips that right hook. Yeah, I mean, the guys he's fighting, well, I guess we'll see. He's got Cody Haddon coming up. I'm not sure.
It's
Not
not top
familiar with
tier,
that
but
guy.
they're building him up, and I feel like he's another one of those guys like a Peyton Talbot. I maintain 135 is the most interesting division in the UFC right now. You've got these young studs, you've got the established guys, and he's on that list. I think he's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch him. 31 years old too, 10-0, 6 KOs. I'm excited to watch him grow and get bigger fights for sure.
Former pipe fitter. This guy was a pipe fitter for almost 10 years. I mean, you do that kind of job, and then you become a UFC fighter.
I
You're
tell you
tough.
what, any of those construction guys that come in and they're that do that kind of work, they come in, their grips are so strong. Even in jiu-jitsu, they have just crazy strong grips. Uh, that definitely comes from construction for sure.
I'll ask you about a couple other things and then I'll let you go. What about this Red Hawk Academy? I saw some footage of the Red Hawk Academy. I mean, you talk about state of the art. It is, and you've got, what is this? You got paddle courts on there? What is this? What are you guys doing over there?
This is the suite right next door to the dojo. Right next door to the dojo. It opened up and I was trying to kind of brainstorm. Me and Shug went and played pickleball a couple of times. We're like, damn it, pickleball is pretty fun. And I was looking into it, and it's like one of the fastest growing sports in the United States. We're right next to a retirement community too. And the old folks, they love this pickleball. So I was like, why don't we just open up our own pickleball facility? So it's got 4 courts right next to the dojo. 4 courts. We're making it kind of an 80s theme, so there'll be some 80s music pumping, and it's just going to be a real good vibe when you walk in there. Real good energy. It's hard because pickleball, you compete with free courts that are outside, but right now we're the only indoor courts on the west side, and it is just going to be it's going to be a good time.
Man, look
And
at
it
the
opens
gym.
up in about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. What's it called?
The Pickle Dojo.
I love it. And look at the gym. This is the Red Hawk Academy, right?
Yes.
And you've got the Red
We're
Hawk
upstairs
Java House.
right now.
What a vibe. I
Yep,
mean, it's beautiful.
every time I come in, it just still seems like just a dream to me. It doesn't seem like reality, but uh, yeah, it's pretty crazy. In 6 years ago, I rented an old mechanic's garage, 900 square feet. There was still mechanic stuff in it, and I just really grew slow. I just grew slow, grew my memberships. I didn't have to get any investors or any loans out, and I think that's where things get hairy. And I just did it because I love it, and I wanted to make just a fun place that I enjoy coming to and hanging out at. And yeah, everything's going pretty smooth. Really enjoying it.
And this is open to the public, right? If I'm a Joe Schmo, I could go there myself.
Yep, open to the public. We got great beginners jiu-jitsu programs. We got kids jiu-jitsu programs. And then for our MMA fight team, I have phenomenal coaches. I got Drakkar Close, who's one of the head coaches. I got Mark Martin, former Ohio State wrestler, Courtney Casey, and Joe Diesel Riggs. And then I got a handful of other coaches too. So we got some great coaches, and we have some amateurs coming up that are going to be a problem in a few years.
I love it. I love it. You also have Tommy McMillan, who just won, right? Is he the next guy to come out? Your next great pro?
Yeah, Tommy Gunn. This kid's an animal. This kid is built for fighting. He enjoys the hectic fights so much. 3-time state champion from my hometown. I've known him since he was a young buck, and he moved down, and yeah, kid's going to be a problem for sure.
He looks like Sean a little bit with that hair and that build.
Yeah, he look completely different styles, but
Okay.
yeah, they do look similar.
And what about Big Sean? What do you think? When are we going to see him back?
Hopefully in January. Hopefully, yeah, in January. We're kind of keeping him ready. He just got done sparring right now, so starting to get his body ready to go for a battle.
Okay, 135?
135, yep.
If it was up to you, who's he fighting?
I mean, gosh, there's a bunch of fights that could happen, but I really want, if things work out the way they should work out, and Shug gets to fight for the title again in the warehouse, you got Song Yadong, who's a great match. Would be an exciting fight. You got the Zahabi kid.
Mm-hmm.
The Zahabi kid. He beat Pedro Munoz. He beat Jose Aldo. He beat Chito Vera. And I think that's another exciting fight that we could look really good in. We could look really, really good in. So maybe one of those.
A lot of options. When Zahabi called him out, I saw his video. It seemed like he kind of like laughed at it, so I wasn't sure if he was going to be interested in that one.
Yeah, both of us weren't super familiar with Zahabi, but then we kind of watched him and then watched his record. And we're like, oh, that would be a really fun fight.
Even Bryce Mitchell just called him out. Did you see that? Country boy versus city boy.
I didn't see the call out, but I know Bryce messaged me. He said, "Hey brother," because he was gonna come out and do some farming with us, but he said, "Hey brother, maybe we'll wait because I think Sean and I are gonna fight one day, and then we'll all hang out and do some stuff after." I said, "Sounds good, bud."
Okay, all right. Maybe you go fishing with some of his friends. Just chill out. One more. Let me ask you, Merab and Yan, the rematch. That's obviously a weight class you know a thing or two about. You know both opponents. What do you think? How does that go down?
I feel like, I mean, obviously they say Peter's right hand was hurt in that fight. Merab's probably had injuries he's dealing with too. Everyone's counting out Peter. And you cannot count out a monster like that. I mean, the bigger cage, I don't think that'll be much different because of their styles, but I feel like Peter could take a lot from the way JDM stuffs these shots, the way he changes levels and blocks people with his forearms and stuff. I think Peter Yan could win. I think he could win, especially Merab. He wants a TKO. He wants a KO. He's getting more comfortable with his hands. But if he sits there and flurries like he did versus Corey Sandhagen, and he's flurrying on Peter Yan, he's open to be hit. His chin is above his shoulders. He's open to be counterpunched. And I think that's a way Peter Yan could win. But again, Merab is such a fucking tank that I won't be surprised if Merab wins by decision again.
You're the man, Tim. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Go check out the YouTube channel. The Academy is looking amazing. The pickleball, I mean, you're killing it. I'm still waiting to go and get a coffee. That's all I really want. I just want to try your coffee, and then I'll fly back home. But it's always a pleasure to pick your brain for a few minutes. Thanks for squeezing us in. I appreciate you very much, and all the best to you. Talk to you soon.
You the man, Ariel. Peace out. See you guys.
There he is, Coach Timbo. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.